For more debates, updates and bonus content, sign up at thebigconversation.show. You do have a shared connection with Christopher Hitchens, who you mentioned earlier, Richard, because I was reminded just this past week that you were quite involved, certainly in his final months, in his helping him medically during his cancer diagnosis. Just tell us a little bit about that, because I stumbled across as well that beautiful tribute you did to him at his memorial service as well. What were the circumstances of you coming to know him in that way?
Well, I got to know Hitch before his illness. We were involved, as you might imagine, on opposite sides of this question about whether one can be a scientist and a believer in God. And he was a remarkably effective debater. And so anybody who's been on the other side of a conversation with Hitch knows what it's like to have verbal assaults that are both really effective and really funny. And I've always kind of thought this is a good thing. Iron sharpens iron. Debating a little bit with Hitch, mostly privately, was actually helpful to sort of figuring out my own weaknesses in terms of arguments about faith. But we became friends, and I would go and drop by his apartment, and we would drink wine, and he would drink scotch, and we would discuss everything from faith to George Orwell to Thomas Jefferson to whatever else was on his mind. An incredible mind he had. And then he got sick, and he was suddenly diagnosed with already very advanced esophageal cancer. And I was glad to try to help to see if there was something that could buy some time. And I think we did buy him some time, actually with some genomic analysis of his cancer to figure out what would be the most effective therapy. And perhaps he was with us for an extra 6 or 9 months. And I was quite close to him during that time. He never wavered, unless anyone say otherwise, and his atheism. But he was a gracious friend to me. And I think we both enjoyed that experience, even though we disagreed rather deeply on life's most important question, is there a God?
Any thoughts on that as well from yourself, Richard? I know that Hitchens, in a sense, was quite interesting in that way. He really did actually genuinely have friends across the aisle, despite his strongly held positions himself.
I was aware, Francis, of what you were doing for him, and on behalf of people, as it were, on my side of the aisle, we felt very grateful to you for what you were doing.